blacked out. Yeah.
Apologies to everybody for
Apologies
that. Or
everybody.
you guys get over here. Y'all came in handy right now, probably.
Yeah, I guess. Yeah, I guess can record this first video.
Nah.
So
Well,
upsetting.
I still got the first part. I guess I put a two-part.
Okay,
Put it
edit.
together. Yeah.
Yeah.
Edit it together because it's a good video.
It is a good one.
Pause.
Bro, swing
Wait.
on this nigga more than once. You been lost the fight, nigga.
Took you all to do all that.
My girlfriend.
Niggas walk into fucking cannibals.
Hello,
That's what
Coyote.
it probably is.
Probably.
Yo, sorry about that.
Technical being difficult. Huh?
On purpose?
Oh my god.
Mm.
Cannibals.
Cannibals got it.
Nasty as fuck.
You just ate some people. You ate some people. Mm.
You gotta tell us twice. Hello, Coyote. Sorry for the technical being difficult.
Technically,
Ads over. Thanks for staying, though. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. There you go.
Dad, finally. Yeah. Wants to eat.
In more ways than one. Let me stop.
Should have went to chicken tenders. Don't smell like you saved me, nigga. Why would you smell like
I'm
you
coming
saved
back
me?
with a blade.
Mash. No, what's that?
You smell like the anime?
Yeah, he is. Or, yeah, they are. Mashal. That shit gas.
Gas as fuck.
Another ad break? Fuck.
How you feel? Mm-hmm.
It's anime. Oh.
I could have called the police at least, though, or something.
You
Like, these niggas are just gonna continue to eat people. And y'all niggas
and
just...
for years you just let them people get eaten, basically.
And they just did, right? How many years has it been? He said several years?
bro.
Several years. These niggas are gonna continue to eat human flesh, and you
First
niggas
of all,
know about it.
My
I didn't know
pride
about that
alone
anime.
ain't finna let this old ass nigga punch me in the stomach and I'm out.
And fall down?
Oh,
Bro,
I'm
I
coming-
wish such old nigga would try.
Oh,
Oh, it's up.
it's
What?
When I tell you,
I'm knocking his ass the fuck out.
I'm coming that bitch like Blade.
There's no way
I'm
this
about
nigga hit me in the stomach and I'm done.
That's
even
the
that.
crazy part.
Nah,
bro.
nah, it's not though.
That's
it's
the-
not, gang. The crazy part, this nigga got on top of him and started choking him. This nigga didn't think to choke back, fucking thumb to the eye.
Yeah, it's something.
Fuck!
It
Chop his ass in the throat,
It took
something,
his girl
nigga.
scream to him just to hit him in the balls.
Like, come on!
That shit
That
right
nigga
there.
got zero survival
Crazy.
instincts. Zero. He started getting choked out, but he said, this is it for me. And gave up the fight. Oh, nah, that nigga Titan chowder.
I don't know.
Bro, don't put that nigga behind the
As
wall.
and I'm just saying,
Let
I
me
ain't
about that
saying
anime.
you gotta be like a Buffy dude, whatever. But as say I was the girlfriend, and I noticed that happening, I'd be like, you gotta hit that gym, buddy. It ain't gonna hold.
Or at least take some martial arts.
Take some type of lessons.
Something.
Nigga better hit the Fight Club and underground and wrestle or something,
bro.
One gut shot from an old nigga,
and it would have been up for us. Once you one punch, it was up for both of us. That's what you telling me? Oh no.
This nigga, what? He almost got both of us killed over a stomach punch.
It wasn't even a knockout punch. He was
a stomach punch, bro.
It said,
Couldn't be me.
Fight dirty, bite that nigga. You wanna be eating?
It's life or death, nigga.
I'm
going crazy.
I was just trying to hear ASMR people eating, bro.
That shit's so nasty. That shit gotta be like a. That's a nigga from what's it called?
Yep, Hannibal Lecter.
Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't know about that anime though. Yuddy.
Respectfully to that mama,
about
though.
to say.
So they have some big ass noses.
Damn, nose go crazy.
Damn.
Feel me?
Type, okay.
I don't feel
Ain't lame.
Mm-hmm. Really?
He got the bread.
I was about to say he
If
white.
if he married it, yeah.
That too though. I'm not even gonna hold you
If he
because that was,
married, yeah.
bro. Even if it was a nigga and he was richer, it still wouldn't be the
Still
same.
with the OG, but
It's
it's
still
white.
OG. But if it's a white
And if he
successful
married
male,
his work, as they say he did, he got bread.
he get I mean he won the business type
Yes.
high up in that bitch too.
Yeah,
So that's actually more common when it comes to like more white families. White
Hey, is the
successful
music
dads.
video fire? Did you see it? They said they made a music video.
For the opening for Mashal too?
Yeah.
I haven't seen the music video, but I know the opening. That shit gas. Bring bum bum bring bum bum bring bum bum. I said bring bum bum bring bum bum bring bum bum. Hey, it was turned to the music.
Turn it up.
That shit team.
What is it?
I love that song. How? If he won custody, how he only win custody of one kid? That nigga didn't want the other two.
Oh!
He said, "Fuck, I'll take one."
I'm so sorry, Max.
Damn.
We didn't have the chat updated. I'm so sorry.
Oh shit! What they say?
We did not have chat
audio. Yo.
Why not?
The chat didn't. Oh, goddamn.
What happened
Chat
to the
didn't
audio?
update. Sorry about that, Maxie. The chat just now updated. That's why
Just
I
not
sorry
updated.
message.
That's weird. Why is the audio not working?
I have no
Technical
idea.
being difficult.
Y'all see me. All I did was turn off the exit out the Streamlabs, turn it back on. It's the same settings, so I actually don't know.
Technical being difficult.
Yeah, this is our last time using Streamlabs. Let y'all know today. Streamlabs is no more. We switched it up. We're on OBS. This thing called Restream.io that does the same thing about multi-streamer stream. I'm done with Streamlabs too. But let's see. What
Basically, to catch y'all up if you didn't hear the
Is it because the
audio.
desktop audio is muted?
It
Or
could
is
be.
it not?
No, it definitely is.
To catch y'all up since y'all didn't hear the audio, essentially, it's this guy. He has
hardest periods.
Two other siblings, I think. And his mom always took them to go camping.
Was it because the desktop audio was muted?
It muted itself.
Interesting.
His mom always took them to go camping. His dad never showed up at the times he would. He would like never really participate. He would just always be on his phone thinking about work. Pretty much. And then because he was so focused on work, his mom and dad's marriage got strained. They had a divorce. Dad took custody.
Yeah. Facts. Took because all the kids.
No, one of the kids.
I just subbed.
He left the other two with the mom. He didn't care about them. He said the younger two, fuck them. I want the older son.
That's wild.
What up, monkey?
Oh, he said you got it. Max said you got it.
Who said what's up, monkey?
No.
Monkey is the name. Is the. Oh. You think I should just say it all cool? Hey, what up, monkey?
I thought you said I thought someone said that. I was like, what up, monkey? And then he just read that shit casual. I'm like, who monkey? The fuck?
He said,
monkey is the name of the.
Shit, what up, monkey? My man, shit, I was about to bug up, bro. I've been watching too much Dragon Ball Z. You feel me?
Frieza. I was about to.
You already know.
Of my life. Things got better as the years passed by. It was difficult, but I eventually managed to make friends, and it wasn't long before I was a senior in high school. I remember being ecstatic about my last year of high school. A lot of years had passed since the divorce, and I managed to move on from it, but I still couldn't move past my love for camping. None of my friends were as enthusiastic about camping as I was. I knew it was because they grew up in the city, but I wanted to share the joy of camping with them. It's been so many years, so I can't really remember the exact date, but I know it happened a week before graduation. I had planned to camp but I know it happened a week before graduation. I had planned a camping trip that week with 3 of my friends. What happened? I knew it was because they grew up in the city, but I wanted to share the joy of camping with them. It's been so many years graduation, but I managed to get them on board. Even after getting them all to agree, I still had one more person to convince, and that was Natasha. Her full name was Natasha Lopez. I'd met her during, and that was
next, bro.
Hey, you know what makes sense? This not even my neck. It makes sense now. That shit makes sense. Not even my neck.
Bro, that shit was funny as hell.
Natasha. Her full name was Natasha Lopez. I'd met her during English class in the 6th grade, and I had a crush on her ever since. Before the trip, I'd spoken to her about camping before, and I knew Natasha wasn't a fan of the outdoors. I remember a particular conversation with
he said, if you be friends, you gotta walk on my page all day.
Where she told me that our generation wasn't built for the forest. I knew the odds weren't in my favor, as I planned to convince someone who hated camping to go on a camping trip. It was a daunting task, but after a lot of talking and persuasion, Natasha finally agreed. With Natasha on board, all that was left to do was the preparations. As I said earlier, people in my city didn't go camping, so none of my friends had any camping gear. Due to this, I had to get everyone's tents and camping supplies. Once that was settled, I borrowed Uncle's old RV and cleaned it out. The nearest forest was miles away, which meant we'd have to take a road trip to get there. After mapping out a route and sorting out the remaining necessities, we were finally ready to begin the camping trip. I can never forget that morning. I had a huge smile on my face as I picked up Nat, Cole, Susie, and Tyler, and we made our way to what I believed was going to be the greatest camping trip of all time. It was a pretty long drive, but we eventually reached the forest. I led the way, finding a clearing and setting up camp. Things went smoothly at first. We were setting up our tents and making good progress with our camping site, but that's when Natasha screamed,
"What the hell is that?"
That came from this? Bro, that shit confused the fuck out of me. We was all like, huh?
I checked my phone, checked to the right side. I was like,
my dumb ass looked at the ceiling. I don't even know what the fuck I was.
He said, they're looking that way. Let me look.
Literally, I'm like, they
the most slowest turn. Like, what the fuck is that? I didn't see no phone activate. I said,
I was so confused by that shit. That shit blended in so smoothly.
So crazy.
Like, you couldn't even tell, bro. That shit was crazy. It just said, we was like,
that sound design is insane.
That's just something of a sitcom. Y'all both like east side of y'all know. Looking up and shit.
Nigga, that threw me.
Progress with our camping site, but that's when Natasha screamed,
"What the hell is that?"
Alarmed, we all turned to see what she was talking about, but there was nothing there. Confused, I asked her, "What's wrong, Nat? What did you see?" Natasha then responded with,
"I know I'm gonna sound really crazy, but I could have sworn I saw a 6-foot-tall rabbit standing behind those trees."
We all chuckled at Natasha's statement as we found it pretty hard to believe. Cole, who couldn't stop laughing, said, "We've only spent 5 minutes away from civilization and Natasha is already losing it." I remembered the worry look in Natasha's eyes as she said,
"This isn't funny and I'm not joking around. I know what I saw."
I could tell she was concerned, So I tried to calm her down, saying, "Look, Nat, I know this is a drastic change from your normal environment, so I understand. It can be
Thank you. I was thinking that too. I said his narrator voice.
Bro, Buddy, right. First, Buddy was like,
I know you scared.
Stay away from civilization for too long.
This guy said, "Look, Nat.
Right.
I know it's a little scary."
I know
That
you
nigga hit the super soldier serum while she wasn't looking.
I swear.
He's like, listen to me, honey.
Look, Nat. If there's a 6-foot rabbit, I'll handle it.
Like, nigga, what?
Don't worry,
This
Nat.
is time to be risen when she terrified.
Nat,
Big
have no
bird.
fear. I am
I
here.
am here.
jarring at first, but you'll get used to it.
Yeah, he really
Trust
did.
me, I've also seen the craziest things in the forest that weren't there. What I said managed to calm Natasha down for a while, but I could tell she was still on edge. After the tents had been set up, we split up to gather some wood that we used at night. I got paired with Natasha, and while we were gathering the wood, she told me that she felt like we were being watched. I tried to calm her down again, but it wasn't working, and that's when she looked at me and said,
I'm not really keen on this camping trip anymore, Jace. I'm getting a really bad feeling, and I want to go home.
I knew Natasha didn't like camping, but I didn't think it was that bad, so I walked up to her and said, "Wow, Nat, I didn't know you were feeling this way. The last thing I want to do is make you feel paranoid or scared, and I don't want to put you in an environment where you're uncomfortable. So say the word. I'll personally end this whole thing and take you back home. But I'd be lying if I said that it wouldn't make me sad." Natasha seemed calmer as I spoke, so I continued with, "I promised to take you on the greatest camping trip of all."
Gaslight?
Gaslight.
When he added that little comment at the end there,
You know that nigga gaslight.
And then the whole pressure, like, just say the word and I'll do it. It's gonna fuck up everybody else time and shit, but just say the word.
You say the word, I'll end this whole camping trip. Like, not like we ain't got 6 people who excited other than you.
Like,
but like, it's up to you.
It's the gaslight.
Like, everybody gonna be pretty
all
pissed at
time,
you, but
and I still plan on delivering on that promise. I won't lie. You were one of the major reasons why I planned this whole thing. I just wanted to spend some time with you before we all went off to college. You can rest assured that you're in the best hands here, and I'm the best camping expert in the whole city. And I promise you that
Not glazing yourself, shut up.
I'll protect you from anything lurking in the woods, be it 6-foot rabbits or Bigfoot himself. Natasha laughed at my Bigfoot joke, and then I gave her a huge hug. After that, we finished gathering up the firewood, and I held her hand on our way back to the camping site. With the tents set up and enough firewood to burn, we started the fun camping activities I had planned out. We played silly child games like Chubby Bunny and Tag. These games helped us to move past the nerve.
Chubby Bunny? Y'all don't know about it.
Yeah, I don't know about that.
Because we had a lot of fun. I can still remember us running around the forest like we were little kids that day. We ran around till the sun started to set. And after resting for a little while, we brought out the s'mores to roast. We all sat around the fire as the s'mores cooked, telling jokes in crazy high schools.
He said s'mores?
That's marshmallow.
That's marshmallow.
Natasha, who had been laughing the hardest, then looked at me and said,
Okay, I'll admit I was wrong. This is the best camping trip of all time. I'm really glad you brought me on this trip, Jace.
I smiled sheepishly as Natasha talked. I then thought this would be the perfect time to tell her about my crush on her, so I said, "Hey, Nat, you know there's something I've been meaning to tell you since the 6th grade. I know this might sound a little corny, but I've had the biggest..." I never got to finish my sentence as I was abruptly cut off by some strange rustling noise coming from the trees. We all went deathly quiet as we turned our attention to the noise, and when the origin of the noise finally came to light, we were all dumbfounded, as right in front of us was a 6-foot rabbit.
Nah, that nigga Jack.
Buddy said he fighting Bigfoot though, right?
I'm not gonna hold.
Buddy said for Natasha he would fight Bigfoot. Prove it, nigga.
That emerged from the shadows. The massive creature that stood before us was difficult to describe. We could only make out a little of its full appearance from the campfire, but it looked like an enormous rabbit with the body of a human. The first few seconds of the encounter put us in a state of confusion and disbelief, but as the minutes passed by, we realized that it was an extremely hairy man wearing a lifelike rabbit mask. Upon the realization, Cole, who never took anything seriously, burst out laughing as he said, "Who the hell are you, dude? And how much did they pay you to wear that silly mask and prank us?" The man said nothing in response, so Cole continued with, "Seriously, and I thought Nat was crazy. Either this is a bad prank, or you're on shrooms, dude. But a word of advice, only crackheads run around in the forest this late at night in a rabbit mask." The man didn't respond again, and an eerie silence filled our camping site. I noticed that both his hands were behind his back, which meant he was holding something. But before I could point it out, the bizarre man finally looked Cole in the eyes and said, This is sacred ground, and you're trespassing. My divine forest isn't meant for unworthy humans to march around and pollute. You greedy and tainted humans have stolen so much from our forest to build the hell that you call civilization, and yet still you want more. My faith is what gives me the strength to do what I must, and now you will feel what it is like to be a tree that is unjustly cut down. We didn't even have time to react to the outlandish monologue we had just heard. We were all in a state of confusion, wondering if this was still a prank. But before we could say anything, the man brought out a hatchet from his back and drove it straight into Cole's head. I can still hear the morbid crack as Cole's skull split in two. Susie let out a blood-curdling scream as she tried to get away. But the man swung the hatchet with such force that the blade cut into her torso and almost tore her apart. Terrified, we all...
Who is this nigga?
He cold as a bitch.
He cold as hell.
He cold as a bitch. This nigga took 2 bodies in less than 30 seconds.
He said, "Shlink." Woo, this man Batman for real. Not Bunny Man, my bad.
That nigga said, "Schmink."
They call me Hopper.
Screamed and ran into the woods, but unfortunately, Tyler wasn't fast enough. Out of the corner of my eye, I could see our assailant pounce on Tyler, bringing him to the ground and viciously hacking into his back with the hatchet. As I ran through the woods, a billion questions ran through my mind. I wondered how things suddenly got to this morbid point, and I couldn't figure out why this had happened to us. But I didn't have time to think, as all my body wanted to do was run. It wasn't long before I reached the road, and I knew my RV wasn't that far from there. I could hear Natasha running behind me, and right when she was about to reach the road, she screamed. I turned around to see our attacker looming over her with his bloody hatchet. He had taken off her leg with one of his strikes.
She looked done, bro.
He's spinning back
after that?
He's spinning back or what?
I don't even know Shorty like that.
That's true, we don't.
But
also, not just that.
Confess his feels or anything to Shorty for real.
That's crazy.
Not just that, though. She lost her leg, and she got blood on her shoulder and her forehead. He definitely did more than just cut off her leg, bro. She did.
That's just how hard he cut her leg off.
Do I have the mouse tool?
That's up to you.
Oh,
did you bring it?
I brought it.
Realistically, would you go camping without it?
If I'm going camping to the woods, I'm bringing mouse tool.
Okay, so yeah, you got it. You
so all this knew when it happened. Soon as the shadow would have came into the woods, bro.
Oh, bro, I'm back. I'm gonna count your head count. I said 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, we got here.
Right. I don't give a fuck.
I don't know who that is, but he's not one of us.
It's up. Don't be doing
started
that
to chop
around
off her limbs. It lasted for a couple of minutes, but felt like an eternity.
He left her.
I watched Natasha get hacked away and torn to pieces by a deranged psycho. And amidst all the unimaginable pain and gore, I can never forget the look in her eyes. Apart from pain and fear, I also saw anger. And while she didn't say anything, the look in her eyes told me that I was the one who did this to her, and that I was responsible for all this. I willed every part of my body to help her, but my legs didn't listen. My mind told me that if I went back for her, I would also die at the hands of that man. I was a coward, and rather than doing something, I ran and didn't look back. I kept running down the road, screaming at the top of my lungs for someone or anyone to help me out of the living nightmare I had just experienced. The nearest police station sent out all officers after hearing what had happened. Numerous cops littered the forest, going through the crime scene, and a small hut was formed not far from the crime scene. The authorities managed to identify the man from a few documents that had been left behind, and his name was Alder Pine. After initial investigations, it was revealed that the name Alder Pine was an alias used by a former member of the troublesome religion called the Children of Silva. This particular religion was made up of avid worshippers of the forest. They were established in the late 70s, and Silva, which is the Latin word for forest, was the religion's motto. Branded onto the Silva was made up of avid worshippers of the forest. They were established in the late 70s, and Silva, which is the Latin word for forest, was the religion's motto, branded onto the skin of the religion's members. The authorities viewed them as an unruly cult, and further investigation showed that there were a couple of incidents of the group protesting at construction sites where forests needed to be demolished. They carried on their activities for 5 more years, during which they proclaimed themselves as the keepers of the forest. But their passionate movement abruptly stopped in the year 1979, when they all went mad and told their followers to live out the rest of their lives in the forests. The group hadn't been heard from ever since, and they had been completely forgotten over time until that gruesome night. With no feasible leads apart from the recorded alias, the detectives found it incredibly difficult to begin an investigation into the gruesome murders. I was frequently questioned since I was the only survivor, but since I never saw his face, I didn't help the detectives much. Even if I wanted to, all I could describe was his disturbing rabbit mask. A massive search party was formed a little while after that, and they combed through the forest for weeks on end. But even after repeated thorough searches, Alder Pine was never found. As time went on, the investigation went cold, and the families of the victims were urged to bury their kids. I will never forget the way Natasha's parents looked at me with pure hate during her funeral, as they knew I was the one who forced her to go on the camping trip. I didn't blame them, as I didn't need anyone to tell me I was the only one responsible. Once all my friends had been buried, I left the city and moved back in with my mother for some time. She tried as much as possible to get me to move on from the incident. She often told me that I couldn't have known what would have happened that night, so I wasn't responsible for it. But no matter what she said, I woke up every morning blaming myself. The guilt still eats me every day, and I can still see Natasha's eyes looking at me with hate. Some days, I wonder how many of them are still out there waiting for their unfortunate campers to tread into the territory and share the same gruesome fate. My family and friends don't like it when I say this, but I'm certain I died with my friends during that attack because ever since that night, I've been locked in an eternal chase with a 6-foot-tall, hatchet-wielding psychopath wearing a rabbit mask. And I know he will keep chasing me for the rest of my life.
That's what it really looks like.
That's freaky as fuck.
Oh, yeah. I'm definitely masking to a blinky.
Yeah, I'm from the fuck out of that thing.
I seen the eyes like that? Oh, I'm sorry.
That motherfucker come out the motherfucker looking like that? Oh, sorry.
Yeah,
Shooting the shit out of it.
It's up.
But this took place in like the 70s, right? But he was saying like
1979 is when he was prominent, and then they haven't heard of them again until that happened.
5 years later. Oh, so it's like the 80s.
Yeah, something like the 80s.
It's like the 80s. That makes sense. I'm like, this can't happen in the 2000s. Some shit like this.
Would have heard some there.
You feel me?
Oh, who's this guy?
Damn.
Whoa.
That's fucked up. This is an actual story and shit. That's the crazy part about it.
That's crazy.
This shit is real, bro. I'm shooting a shot. She getting shot too. Oh yeah, all they getting shot.
In December.
That ain't that nigga. Y'all niggas get taken down by that nigga?
Stop.
My bad.
Bro, we about to end this stream. Stop it. W stream. W actions.
Grimace though.
Damn.
Peter Griffin.
I was gonna say that.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
I was thinking Bubble Blast.
Oh, Bubble Bath. Queso.
Damn. Stop. Why the queso?
Don't do queso like that.
Why queso?
I apologize.
Okay, he can take it though.
Damn.
He can take it.
Thank y'all so much.
Pause the show. That's crazy.
Thank y'all so much for coming to the stream. Everybody came to the stream. I know we had technical being difficult at the end of it, but appreciate everybody came in. Thank y'all so much for the follows. Thank you so much for the channel points. Thank y'all much for the follows here. Thank y'all for the 10 likes. It would have been 11, but you know, technical game being difficult. So for those who's rocking with us, again, we about to switch this all over. Fuck it.
By next
Thursday. Next, I swear my soul. I might do just this weekend because that just pissed me off. Well, I might look to a new streaming service. I don't know. We'll see. I know Abios is like the most popular, but I know it's not the only one out there.
Right. Definitely not.
Especially when paying $20 a month for it. Like, hey,
and that whole tweaking?
This whole tweaking.
That.
Extra bit. So thank y'all so much. Motivation, thank you so much. Oh, that's supposed to be us. He got a darker skin. That's probably me. He got like a little chocolatey, caramely person. That's probably right. Then he got the light skin. Well, technically it's like white, but I mean, you're not white.
That's fucked.
That's like the light.
Why I'm white? I'm not that light, bro. Like me and Red, they're the same color. I don't even get it.
That's what I be saying.
Like every time make me seem like I'm fucking yellow or white, bro. I'm like, what? I'm not that light though.
But motivation, thank you so much. Thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all next week Thursday on a new streaming Well, same streaming place.
I mean, it's gonna be the same thing. Y'all gonna see us on Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah, Twitch and YouTube. Right, but we're gonna be up and technical. Hopefully, not being more difficult.
Big facts.
Don't forget to subscribe.
Those facts are bigger than that. They go on the screen right now.
They don't even see this nigga either.
They don't matter. They just gotta know that
it's a big
ass nigga, and our facts are bigger.
But thank y'all so much. We'll see y'all next week.
There it is. That's a promise.
We not these studios.
We y'all included.
Yeah. These studios.
Bye.
December 2018, during the New Year's Eve, Edwin Campbell was arrested at his home after kidnapping